Hi folks, I don't really know if anyone needs this video or not, but I was having trouble doing something in WeakAuras, so I figured I would put this information out there in case anyone else was having the same problem. Just to preface, I don't have any knowledge of Lua coding in any way. I just have a basic rudimentary understanding of simple programming things like how to create functions and call them, and else if-else statements and stuff like that. So anyway, here's the problem I was having. I was using WeakAuras. I'll show you what I did here. I created 3 individual progress bars to track energy levels. Okay, I wanted to show them when I was extremely low energy, medium energy, and high energy for this particular character, this rogue I'm leveling here. Seems simple enough. The problem I have, the bar you're looking at, by the way, is the bottom one. The top one is the one I have working correctly, so pay attention to just the bottom one for now. The problem I have, I'll show you here when I empty my energy. At 35 it should be changing to yellow, and you'll see it doesn't change to yellow until it's about, well, that time I was over 50. Let's see here, 44. It should be changing to green now when it gets to above 55, around 55 or above. And it changes 70, 80, somewhere in there. It's really not accurate at all. And you can see the one that's correct that I have above it. And you can see how inaccurate the one below it is and how long it takes to change color. So anyway, the one below it is this one here, this energy group here. I just have these basic trigger conditions set up for different power levels. This one shows up when it's less than 35, this one shows up when it's less than or equal to 55, this one shows up when it's greater than 55. That would be roughly perfectly fine for me if it was accurate. I have fooled around with the hide, the custom hide condition. I've been doing this for a couple weeks on my hunter at level 90 for focus. I just wanted to set up 2 different colors for that. I can't get this thing to work to be accurate for the life of me. I don't know if this is a limitation in WeakAuras 2. Apparently, from what I understand from looking at old videos, WeakAuras 1, this method worked fine. I do not know if it's a server lag issue. Right now I'm 30 home, 50 world. I've tested this when it was extremely high lag and low latency as well. I have no idea if it's an add-on memory issue. So right now I have all add-ons disabled except WeakAuras, and to no avail. I've tried it on different computers, I've tried it at different times of the day, and this just always seems to be inaccurate. I don't know if I have the progress bar set up wrong or whatever the case. This bottom bar is just that inaccurate, and it's not accurate enough, nearly accurate enough to play effectively. So then I started searching on the internet for some way to create an energy bar using a custom color animation that will actually change colors accurately. And I did stumble across a video, and I'll put the link in the description below. A very good tutorial on how to do this for a warrior or druid. I can't remember what the video was about, but it was about color changing rage bars. And it was very informative. A couple problems I had with it. The author in this particular video didn't mention anything about other power types and how to set them up, and I didn't realize it was such a minor little tweak to take his code and change it to another power type. And also he didn't put paste bin information, so I had to actually pause this video and alt-tab and type everything in by hand. It was kind of a pain because I don't know anything about Lua syntax. It was a pain to figure out all the spaces and whether they're periods or commas, etc. So I'll put all that information in the description below for you guys. So anyway, I just have a basic power bar set up here, progress bar that is, to track my energy. So just make sure you set your trigger up to be status, power, player, energy. I assume you know roughly how to use something like this with WeakAuras. If you don't, there's other videos to show you how to do this kind of thing. But anyway, just set up a basic power bar to track your energy. Then you're going to come down to animations. At the very top, under where it says main, you're going to select custom, and then put in a duration of 1 second. You do need some sort of a duration up here. Scroll down a little bit to where it says color. Under type, you're going to put custom function, and then when you expand the text editor, just highlight and delete all of the stuff that's in here by default. There's some sort of a default dummy function in here. You can just delete all that and paste in the function that I give you here. So anyway, what we have here you're creating a function here to define when you want your energy bar to change colors based on your energy levels. And the first line that you really need to pay attention to here, where it says local player energy equals unit power player 3. This line is defining a variable here, player energy. It's setting it to be unit power. Okay, simple enough to understand. You're defining it here as player, so you're setting it as player power, which makes sense. This number here, this was the simple variable that I just needed to change from the original author, his code, which this is basically all his code. I just needed to change this one number, and I had no idea. I just needed to change this one number. WoW defines power types in single-digit numbers for Lua coding purposes. Whatever the reason is behind, I have no idea. But anyway, 0 is mana, 1 is rage, I think 2 is focus, 3 is energy. I'll give you a chart in the description below. Once I figured that out, it was pretty easy to change his code, once I had it all typed in, that is. Below that, this is where you define, where it says local red, green, blue equals 110. This is where you define the default color. So if none of these conditions down here are met, it's going to default to this color, which is right here. It doesn't really matter in my particular case. I don't even know if I need this in here, but I just left it in because I wasn't sure if I could take it out. I didn't want to mess up the function. So if you have a status where, like rage, where you may actually be empty in rage, you may want the default color to be black. I believe that's 111. So anyway, I left this in for now, even though it doesn't have anything to do with mine, because I define colors for the entire spectrum of energy that I can have. So low energy, medium energy, and then high energy up to full. I define all those colors down here, so I really don't need the default at all. I don't think, but I'm not taking it out. Anyway, then below that, just simple if and else if statements to define your energy levels and the color you want to define them. So right here, if my energy is greater than 55, then I want this this color right here to be, right here is green, 010 is green. Else, if my energy is greater than 35, I want the color to be yellow, 110 is yellow. And finally, if my energy is less than 35, I want this color to be red, which is 100. And then down here, I assume you need this return in here for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know how to code, so anyway, leave that in. And that will get you the bar that I have now on the top. Ignore the bottom bar now. That's the one that does not function properly that I just did for demonstration purposes here. The top bar is the one you're watching. So we're looking for the color to change at 35. And let me do this again, which it does. You see here we get to 35 and it changes, and 55, and you see it changes to green at 55. So yellow at 35, bingo, and green at 55, bingo. So a very accurate way to simply adjust your power bar settings to display different colors. And the part that I actually like about this, as opposed to setting up individual power bars like in this group method here, the way we do it here with this with the custom Lua function is that you can set up whatever condition you want much easier than having to recreate another power bar and then redefine those conditions and triggers at these times and this time and that time. It's much easier, I think, to actually go in here and just adjust this code and take out a line or add a line and just adjust the colors this way. So I'm pretty happy to be able to do this then. This method, this exact function here, I'll put this in the description below. This works as of the current patch, which I believe is 5.4.8. I think that's what it is. Anyway, we're at the 9th of June 2014, so I think that's 5.4.8. So I'll put all the information you need in the description below. I hope this helps anybody that was kind of stumped the way I was with trying to create power bars using groups. So hope this helped you out, and thanks for watching.